So the Raptors trade for Kawhi and Danny, and apart from the laugh and yesterday's beatdown, they've become a powerhouse. But why? And how do they even win when Kawhi doesn't play? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. So yeah, I gave y'all that rewind. Check that out if you haven't already. I know, the Spurs destroyed the Raptors, but that doesn't change what the Raptors are and how good they've been this season. So you guys subscribe for more content. Also, hit that like button for the Kawhi Leonard laugh remix, cause that's hard. Let's aim for 3,567, and let's get into it. The Raptors have become a team that looks like they can compete in the playoffs. They have solid role pieces in Siakam, who has developed nicely, Danny Green, Ibaka, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, and more. And they have an unselfish floor general in Kyle Lowry, who has modified his game once again to really facilitate more ball movement and not be relied upon to score. But obviously the biggest change from last season to this season is the absence of DeMar Derozan and the addition of Kawhi Leonard. Also, this was super sad. DeMar Derozan really was on a mission yesterday, like damn. Now you would expect the Raptors to get better with Kawhi. He just dropped 45 and looks like every bit of the player he was on the Spurs, if not better. But it's way more than that. The Raptors are 7-2 without Kawhi, and with Kawhi, they are a monster. So how does Kawhi make the Raptors better? There are a couple of reasons. For one, he shifts the focus of the team to be defensively oriented, and what I mean by that is that they have something that is consistent. Kawhi is the best perimeter defender in today's NBA. He straight up makes people look foolish. OG Anunoby is a great defender. Even when their offense fails, their defense is always there for them. It's why they have the most comebacks down from 17 plus points this season, because they can always rely on their defense. Kyle Lowry has shot 43% from the field and 32% from 3, which is not great. But the Raptors aren't just a two-headed giant with a good offensive bench anymore. Their identity has shifted because they also have the personnel to do so. The Raptors can pretty much play positionless basketball without a problem, and their defense is so good, so even without Kawhi, they still can have an identity and perform. Second, Kawhi has been more vocal. I mean, he's actually reacting in games too. Like, this is revolutionary. I point that out because Kawhi has been more of a leader this season. I think on the Spurs, he led by example and let Popovich do more of the talking. Kawhi even responded to Pop's comments on how Kawhi apparently wasn't a leader. Kawhi was quick to respond, saying that that's funny, and if you stop playing, I guess they forget how you lead. He's been super vocal with his teammates and what he wants from them. Teammates and coaches have called him a surprising leader. Even games that he's not playing, Kawhi is making the trip with his teammates, talking with them pre-game, and just setting the tone for the team beforehand. Remember, both Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard are champions and also have been around champions like Tim Duncan. It's like a Kyrie Irving type effect that he had on the Celtics, where you bring in a champion to show other players what level they have to be at to be a championship team. That's why a guy like Danny Green is so valuable, because he is not only just a good role player, but he is an example of what a role player needs to be on a championship team. The Kawhi Leonard effect on Kyle Lowry has made Kyle Lowry a guy who understands what he needs to do to be the benefit of the team. If he's their playmaker and their floor general, it helps the team more than anything else. Also, the Raptors are 6-4 without Kyle Lowry, just saying. Some of those games are without Kawhi too, but you get the point. So even without Kawhi being on the court, that type of pedigree and the effect it has comes in practice and in the locker room, which then affects the game. And finally, Kawhi Leonard has been given free reign of the offense. Kawhi is averaging a career high in points and at times takes over games. Now, you had someone like that in DeRozan last year, but you have an upgrade in Kawhi who has also done it on the biggest stage and who consistently shows up whenever he plays. With DeMar, he's just been more inconsistent. Even in his most productive scoring season, averaging 27 points a game, he had outburst games of 36 to 40 points, and then games where he would just put up 11 to 14 points. So now when Kawhi's in the game, there's way more reliability. That and Kawhi has a 3 that DeRozan doesn't, because this isn't cutting it. The Raptors are good for a lot of other reasons, like their head coach Nick Nurse, the development of their role players, Siakam looking like a demigod, but I want to talk about the Kawhi Leonard impact on the Raptors because that team looks completely different, and for the first time, they have a guy who's done it in the playoffs too. Kawhi's always been fun to watch, but I'm really impressed with the strides he's taken as a leader of this team. But what do you think? Will they beat the Bucks tomorrow? Will the Raptors make the finals? This remix is really hard, so drop a like for this. Also, I'd appreciate if y'all subscribe for more breakdowns and stories. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Christina Fowles, and the all-day notification swat shout goes to 2K Cheese. Keep cheesing, man. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all-day notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button on the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.